Got it.
Muted. Hello. Hello, everyone in Facebook land. I kind of pushed that button before I thought I was going to. Welcome this morning to the Tucson fourth trimester village. We're so delighted today to have our fourth trimester Tucson village lead, Eileen Caito, who will be leading us through setting intentions. And as I said, when everyone came on the call, I'm a little bit more excited about setting intentions now at the end of January than I was in the beginning. So this is perfect timing for me. So I don't know about the rest of you, but perfect timing for me. And I wanted to just introduce you to Eileen for those of you who don't know her. So Eileen is our fourth trimester Arizona Tucson Village lead, and she received her bachelor's degree from Indiana University and soon after moved to Tucson. She's the owner of Shooting Star Doula Services and serves on the First Things First Pima North Council. Eileen brings years of experience working with families in Pima County, the past 15 years specifically with caregivers as a postpartum doula, lactation counselor, and patient educator. So thanks so much, Eileen, for presenting today. I'm thrilled.
I am too. Can you see the setting intentions screen, everybody?
Yes, it looks great.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I have a little panda drum that I just adore. And this is going to kind of center us before we get into our presentation. So if you can, put your feet on the ground, just take a second. And I'm going to use this, just a couple notes, and then we'll get started. Okay, thank you for indulging me in doing that. That gets me centered. Okay, setting intentions. So let's get going. Come on. There we go. Whoops. Okay, so people in Facebook, if you'd like to introduce yourself, I would like you to put something in the chat. If you are on Zoom and on Facebook, you can make a comment. So as Jenny said, I'm a postpartum doula, and I have been lucky enough to be involved with fourth trimester Arizona for almost a year now. March was our inaugural last year. And what I'd like you to do now is get something to write on or draw. I'm a doodler. And get some fun pencils or markers or pens so that you have something to jot down some ideas. I wanted to start with a poem by Mary Oliver. And the reason I picked I Worried is because I know that we do it a lot. And I'd like us to think about what she has to say here, so that when we move forward with setting our intentions, we can think about what she said at the end of the poem. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it. I Worried by Mary Oliver. I worried a lot. Will the garden grow? Will the rivers flow in the right direction? Will the earth turn as it was taught? And if not, how shall I correct it? Was I right? Was I wrong? Will I be forgiven? Can I do better? Will I ever be able to sing? Even the sparrows can do it. And I am, well, hopeless. Is my eyesight fading, or am I just imagining it? Am I going to get rheumatism, lockjaw, dementia? Finally, I saw that worrying had come to nothing and gave it up, and took my old body and went out into the morning and sang. I love the way she ends that. And sang. So here's our outline. We're going to look at some definitions of the word intention and some examples. And I also thought it was important that we differentiate between goals and intentions because they are very different. We'll then reflect on 20 and 21. And I put this in here because a lot started to happen at the beginning of 20, and then the world shut down. So did we have some ideas at the beginning of 20 that we didn't get a chance to see through? And what have we thought about during the pandemic and the shutdown that our intentions we want to revisit? And then we're going to look at the areas of your life that can be utilized when you're setting your intentions. We're so many different pieces of our life. Then specifically the why set an intention and how to set an intention. At that point, we will have some writing time to set your 3 intentions. And after that, I want us to look at questions to answer to see if our intentions really fit into what we were thinking they would be. And if not, let's go back and revisit them and rewrite them. And then I want us to think about what resources in our life are going to help us support our intentions, whether it be on a daily basis, a monthly basis, or a yearly basis. Okay, so here are definitions, and you'll see that I have cited folks that I have utilized their quotes. An intention serves more as a guide, a purpose you want to manifest and put out there in the world. I like that part, the manifest and put it out there in the world. My background's Irish, and you may want to look at your background to see if there's a word in your language that, oops, sorry. See, I thought I turned it off. Osling means a dream or a vision in Gaelic. And I thought that it was interesting that then the word dream comes up in the next definition. So is there a word in one of the languages that maybe your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents spoke? Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Okay. An intention is a starting point of every dream. It's the creative power that fulfills all of our needs, whether it's money, relationships, it's a spiritual awakening, or love. And then I also thought about some examples, and we can use I will or I intend. Those are kind of the ones that kept coming up when I was doing the research. I will speak kindly to myself. I will do better. I will do my best today, and I intend to bring joy to my work. Okay, so here's where we can differentiate between goals and intentions. So goals are focused on the future, and intentions are in the present moment. Goals are a destination or a specific achievement. Intentions are lived each day, independent of achieving the goal or destination. Goals are external achievements. Intentions are about your relationship with yourself and others. Uh-oh, I lost my, oh no. All right, guys, here we go. Now, don't let the title of this poem fool you. I want us to listen to a poem by Erin Hansen.
You are not your age, nor the size of clothes you wear. You are not a weight or the color of your hair. You are not your name or the dimples in your cheeks. You are all the books you read and all the words you speak. You are your croaky morning voice and the smiles you try to hide. You're the sweetness in your laughter and every tear you've cried. You're the songs you sing so loudly when you know you're all alone. You're the places that you've been to and the one that you call home. You're the things that you believe in and the people that you love. You're the photos in your bedroom and the future you dream of. You're made of so much beauty, but it seems that you forgot when you decided that you were defined by all the things you're not.
I really like the sentiment. Oh, lost my screen. Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay, we're back. So think about what she said when she said, you're not what other people think you are. You are all the tears that you've shed. You are all the books that you've read. You are all the dreams that you have for your future. That's what you are. So I want you now to reflect on 20 and 21. We've been through a lot. Were there intentions that you set that you want to roll over to 22? And those that you're thinking of, will it have a positive influence on your life? And will it be attainable? You want to set yourself up for success for sure. Okay, let's look at the areas of your life that you may want to be setting intentions. They may be spiritual. They may be your relationship with your partner. They may be about growing financial abundance. They may be about what foods you eat for your body and your health. They may be about your business life and your life calling. Your life calling does not have to be considered work or a job. It can be something that fills you. And I felt as though there needed to be additions to this area of your life that you'd like to set an intention for. Where do parenting values fit in? Life balance and self-fulfillment. Okay, let's think about why set an intention. I like these definitions. It gives you a sense of purpose. It's the easiest way to be disciplined. And it tricks your brain that you're halfway there. When you say, I will speak kindly to myself, you are making a commitment. You are disciplining yourself. You're giving yourself a sense of purpose. And you are making a commitment to yourself. I think that's something that we do to others, but we don't necessarily do to ourselves. The hows. Put positive thinking into practice. I will. I intend. It's best to keep it simple. Need to have it so long. And set it on a quality you want to improve. I intend to be more flexible at yoga. A quality you want to improve. I intend to listen more. And let's look at some of the ones that I thought about. Oh,
Eileen,
nope.
I don't think you're screen sharing. Just so
Me?
you know. Yeah,
Oh no, what happened?
you're good.
What happened to my screen then? How do I?
Just go ahead and go back down to share screen on the Zoom. Probably
Yeah.
just popped off.
Okay. That whole time I haven't been sharing my screen. Oh no.
You were doing
All
great.
right.
There we go. Yep.
Okay. Does anybody want me to go back?
I think you can move forward. I think we all got a lot out of actually just the verbal.
Okay. All right. It's time to write. I'm going to give you some background music and hopefully come back to my screen. Let's see if I can get out of it. Maybe not. I'm not going to be able to find my lovely music for you. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of time to write your intentions. Let me see if I can find the music I wanted.
And can you remind us, it's an intention for ourselves.
You are writing intentions for, you're writing 3 intentions for whatever area of your life you want to. So let me go back to, I was going to play some music, but I'll go back. Okay. You can't see anything now, can you? Here we go. Can you see
can
my
see it.
screen?
Yep, we can see it.
All right, let's go back. Those are the areas.
Perfect.
If you would like to set an intention in any one of those areas. See if I can move George Winston. I can't. But you get the idea? There we go.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to move on to the why and how. Okay, Jenny, if you could help me and tell me when you have put together 3, then we'll check in with everybody else.
Okay. I've got one. So I might
Okay,
need more
take your
time.
time. I'll go back to the areas.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, we'll give everybody about 30 more seconds. And we're going to revisit these. So you can have a draft. Okay, let's come back. So these are the first three intentions that I set. I intend to support my children in separate and loving ways. I will work with another nonprofit to help my community. I want to be more conscious of what I put into my body. Okay, here's the time that I would love to hear from all of you. What was the challenge in writing them? What were you stuck on? What would you like to maybe think about again? Because we are going to go back and reflect on these. So how was that experience? And if anybody would like to share one of your intentions, that would be great. Anybody?
I have one. Sorry. I intend to slow down and let life happen more without me controlling it or me trying to control it. Because
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, I need to just let life happen. Don't, really, controlling.
That's a really, really good one.
It's beautiful. That's one of my life intentions. I call it surrender. Yes, I'm right with you on that one.
Anybody else want to share?
I can share.
That'd be great.
I have a lot of little ones that I'm sort of working on. But one of them is giving myself the gift of a breakfast ritual, which doesn't seem like it's a gift, except that it kind of is, right? That's like me taking care of myself and, making that food for myself and really prioritizing that. And when I've been practicing it a little bit, and when I do it, the day goes so much better. So having the intention of that's like literally an intention instead of, something big, I think for me, that makes it a lot more manageable too.
What I love about that is that you have 3 kids in the house that you need to get somewhere. And your stomach is saying, I want something, and you're not just grabbing it. You're making the conscious intention to have a ritual to take care of yourself. That's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I'll share.
That'd be great.
I had a couple that were about exercise and eating better, and also about my interactions with my family. But this one I intend to stop and listen when my sons tell me why they're upset instead of thinking about my feelings and reactions.
I love that.
Mhm.
And I think it's so wonderful that we are honest enough with ourselves that we have to think about that. Because that is being honest. That's being courageous, saying it's about them. It's not about me. That's being present. That's being intentional. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that one.
That's beautiful. And that's so much about like even what I feel like fourth trimester is about, right? Like, let's take care of ourselves so that we can be those conscious, present parents for our children, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love it. That's beautiful, Katie.
Anybody else want to share one? Okay. So what I want to, was somebody saying something? I'm sorry.
I was going
No.
to share, but you can go ahead.
No, please do.
Okay. So for my 3 drafts, the first one I have is I intend on devoting more time to my fellowships with church sisters. The second one I put, I will reevaluate my purpose, for I have evolved and so has my meaning and what's meaningful to me. And my last one is I shall incorporate better habits into my life, starting with pouring into myself as I do others.
Wow. One of the things that I realized with what you just talked about is that you spread your wings. You realize that you've evolved, you've reached out with your spiritual community. So that really is a wider look. Whereas I think that my look was my nucleus. And so I love the way we all come to it differently. And as you'll see, when we go to resources, one of the things that you brought up as a resource is your spiritual community that is going to help you with your intention. So let's revisit our intentions then. Now that we've shared a little bit, questions to answer. So look at your intentions. Okay, let me double check. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Thanks, Jenny. Okay. Will it have a positive influence on your life? The intention that you set. Is it attainable? What will it take? And what are the small steps? And how will this help me? So if you guys want to write these questions down or take a picture of this particular screen, this is something that's going to take you a while. So this may be a journal exercise for you. I don't expect you to be able to go through all of it and finish all of it in 30 seconds. But I wanted to prompt you to look at what you wrote down and think about these questions. Because now we're going to write again. So I'm going to get you some more music. Hopefully. Oh, maybe not. I can't seem to. So go ahead. I'll bring those questions back up again, but I'm going to start some more music for you. And I will bring that back up. Okay, we'll take about one more minute. Okay, let's come back together. When I thought about the intentions that I had written, and I looked at those questions, I changed 2 of my 3 intentions, and I'm going to share them with you. I intend to approach my relationships with my children with an open mind. I felt as though the way I wrote it before, the fact that I'm going to approach their relationships separately was fine, but I need to be more open-minded, I feel. And then my second one was about me giving back to the community. And I said I was going to work with another one. And I thought, well, is that really what I want to do? Or do I want to seek out a nonprofit to help in my community? And for 4th trimester, to get involved more with another nonprofit. So I came up with this second one. And then my third one, I left the way it was. I really like that one. I want to be more conscious of what I put into my body. And that covers drink and eat, because those are both areas that, you know, less alcohol, less caffeine, more water. So it's not just about food. Increase my greens, just all sorts of good stuff. So I want to ask you all now, with those questions, did you change any of your intentions? Anybody want to share? No? Okay, that's good too.
I can share
So-
a little bit if you want, Eileen.
Yeah, I'd love for you to.
So it's interesting that what I focused on was not the first couple of questions. I actually focused on what are the small steps you can take. I like completely ignored the other ones, which is
No, that's
sort of
good.
interesting that I did that. Maybe that tells you something about me. I don't know. Yeah, so the small steps for me were what I noticed. And so I actually came up with 6 intentions. So you told me to just come up with 3. And I was like,
Oh,
but then
good.
there's this. And what I noticed for each one of them was that the small step that I need to do in order for it to actually happen is build in the time. Like literally everyone is like, how are you going to first make that happen? Is like, oh, you got to like literally take a little time and seriously devote it every day to that, or it probably won't happen. And that's challenging for me. Like, is it attainable? Probably. Is it going to take a little sacrifice in other places? Yeah, for sure. And then what that looks like for me is like literally putting it on my calendar and like reserving that time for that, which is, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one as a mom who feels like any free time I have should be devoted to my children. And I've had to work really carefully to like push myself to go like, well, no, that's not exactly true. You should have some time for you. And that being having that time to work on those intentions will make me a better parent too. So anyway, it was so interesting how like when I looked at each one with what's the step, it was like, figure out some time.
So
yeah.
your intention is to figure out some time.
Yeah, pretty much figure out time for me to be able to do the things that I know are going to be positive and healthy. Yeah.
And Jenny, what I can reflect to you because I have adult children, one of the things that when Tom and I would have a date or we'd be invited somewhere and the kids would be like, well, what about me? We're like, I'm sorry, you weren't invited. And that's part of life. And so what I see now in my adult children is when one of their friends wants to go do something, they're not as envious or jealous. And my hope is because we set a precedent. And the reason I'm sharing this story is if you're setting a precedent that you are important and that you're taking care of yourself, your partner and children in turn will do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm
That's
learning
my
that.
hope.
I'm learning
That's
that.
my hope.
Yeah.
And also, what are the small steps? We're going to address this under resources.
Awesome.
So anybody else want to share if things changed when you looked at these questions? Okay. Okay, so this is the small steps part. What are the resources to support us? And this is another time where I want you to write down some of your ideas. Who are the people? What are the tools? And what are the ideas that can help you? So for me, people and tools were really easy to answer in terms of my intentions, but the ideas was where I struggled. So what about what I'm putting in my body? Should I explore, sober curious? Should I get a new cookbook with more greens in it? Should I have a family meeting and talk to my family and say, I need help here? The people part, the spiritual advisor goes back to one of the intentions that we talked about. How can we help our spiritual community? Are those the people that can help us? And the tools, you have a notebook in front of you. Stickers on the mirror are just reminders, smile, get on your bike. And then I don't know about you guys, but I've found that the gratitude list before I go to sleep is really a helpful way for me to have great dreams because I think about the little things. Today I'm going to be incredibly grateful that I got to see all of you guys. I'm going to be grateful that I got to share a cup of coffee with you. And I'm going to be grateful that you took the time to take care of yourself. Anybody want to share about these ideas for resources to support you in living your intentions? No? Okay. So are your intentions set? Okay. I'm going to play a video. Irma Bombeck is somebody that was quite the influence in my young life. She was very funny. Unfortunately, she passed away at a very young age at 67 in Paradise Valley, of all places. So let's listen to her poem, which is entitled, If I Had My Life to Live Over. You can tell how old this video is.
Someone asked me once if I had my life to live over, would I change anything? And I said no, but then I got to thinking about it. Maybe I would have waxed less and listened more. Maybe I would have invited friends over to dinner, even if the carpet was stained and the sofa faded. I'd probably have ridden in the car with the windows down and never worried about the wind mussing up my hair. I would have eaten popcorn in the good living room and worried less about the dirt when you lit the fireplace. For sure, I'd have taken the time to listen to my grandfather ramble about his youth instead of racing off to the store to pick up dessert. I know I would have burnt the candle that was sculptured like a rose, the one that melted in the attic last summer. I would have cried and laughed less while watching television and more while watching real life. And I would have shared more of the responsibility carried by my husband. Oh, Lord, I know for sure I would have eaten less cottage cheese and more ice cream. Probably. I would have gone to bed when I was sick instead of acting like the earth would go into a holding pattern until I returned. And I would never have bought anything just because it was practical and guaranteed to last a lifetime. When one of my children kissed me impetuously, I would never have said, "Oh, stop that, go on up and get washed up for dinner." There would have been more "I love yous," more "I'm sorries," more "I'm listenings." But mostly, given another year, I would seize every minute of it. I would look at it and really see it. I'd try it on and live it and exhaust it. Never give that minute back until there was nothing left of it. It's a new year. We all have another shot at it.
Oops. Oh, I went away. Any comment about Irma Bombeck and her reflections on the things that she wished she had done? I love the one where she said she'd eat less cottage cheese and more ice cream.
Yeah. My mom used to love Irma Bombeck. She probably still does love Irma Bombeck. Yeah, I remember seeing her columns in the paper.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't know.
Go ahead, Jenny.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know. I think it's, I mean, especially with little kids, some of the days are really, really challenging. And we're so happy when they're asleep, right? Like, I mean, not that I don't love them when they're awake. I love them all the time. But sometimes that's the time that I recognize, you know, those sweet moments. You know, my youngest is 7, like I said, but I remember the moments of holding them like a little sack of potatoes, right? The tiny little baby, and how different that is from the toddler that tries to run away from you, right? Like, and at the time when my baby was like that, yeah, I savored it in a way, but there was also so much going on, right? Like, it's hard to hold both of those at the same time. Like this, can I hold on to it forever? And also, oh my gosh, so hard. And yeah, I don't know, maybe that's just the state of being human.
Oh, I would agree with you completely. I'd like to, before we exit from Facebook, I want to just remind everyone that we have villages each week of the month. So please go to our Facebook page and our website to find out what the topics are. And there is a new registration link. So please check that out. I apologize if anybody couldn't get into the Zoom.
It's in the Facebook chat. So
Yeah.
it's there on the Facebook Live registration links there. Yep.
And if you would like to get the newsletter, there are links for all of that. And then we, as a 4th trimester Tucson, will be talking about self-care at the end of February. We're going to dedicate, as 4th trimester Arizona, February to love. So with that, I'd like to ask or tell everybody on Facebook, we'll see ya. We're going to go to Zoom and talk a little bit more. So all of you on Zoom, please hang around, but we will stop the recording. Thanks and have a great day.